10 years ago, I was sat on the edge of a hospital bed in A&E. I remember the doctor walking in with his young, meek assistant standing by. I remember his face, but I don't remember his name. He was an Indian doctor. He was quite short, he had a round face, but a really stern gaze. He knelt down and delivered the message. With what felt like no real delicacy and no consideration. Out of nowhere, I was diagnosed as a type 1 diabetic, with no previous health conditions, no family history, and a relatively healthy lifestyle. Just weeks before I was due to head off to the other side of the world on a placement year, this life-altering hand was dealt to me. I remember then being ushered into a room where a nurse taught me how to self-inject, something I'd now have to do multiple times a day in order to just survive. I got home, and overwhelmed with confusion and anger, I lashed out. I just didn't understand why the universe had done this to me. This part of me, this part of my identity that seemingly shook me from the inside out, could it mean something more? Now, to be honest with you, to this day, I still find it difficult to come to terms with the fact that this small insulin pen is what keeps me alive. Taking this every single day, multiple times a day. Not just me, but 8 million of us around the world. On the other hand, however, how frankly amazing is it that this small pen keeps 8 million people alive every single day? It's not a disease, it's a condition. You can manage it. There is no cure. Those were the words the doctor said to me. Those words, as blunt as they were, they stuck with me. Not as a punishment, but as an idea, as a philosophy, as a mantra. You see, I didn't see it then, but that diagnosis didn't just change my life. It just became a key aspect of my life and so many other lives. It's nothing that could have been helped, and it wasn't by choice. You see, it's my belief that the universe can deliver both great and evil things without intent nor purpose. It's simply what is, and it makes us who we are. Your hair color, your eye color, your background, your race, it's your identity. Ironically, it gives you purpose. And it made me realize something powerful. Is this condition going to be my excuse to go home and hide? Or is this condition going to be my reason to get up and go? Now, this philosophy, this mantra, this idea of turning an excuse into a reason, it became an extremely powerful tool for me. Not only did it shape my view on health and how I viewed my health, but also every single obstacle that is tied to my identity. It changed how I approached it. And it led me to achieve things that I could have only ever have dreamed of achieving before. For the past 10 years, whilst managing this condition and various other health issues, I've been fortunate enough to carve a career in an industry that is infamously competitive and often very unwelcoming to outsiders. So I wanted to share a quote with you about this. The music business. It's a cruel and shallow money trench, a long plastic hallway where thieves and pimps run free and good men die like dogs. There's also a negative side. Now, it's true. The quote that we've just seen is extremely accurate. As an outsider, you might look into the music industry and you'll see glitz, glamour, fame, and fortune. That's just a tiny sliver. The truth is, it's a place where egos clash, where pressure will break even the strongest, and oftentimes talent will take a backseat to connection. But this journey also made me realize another truth about this industry, and frankly, a truth that's probably applicable to a lot of other industries as well. And that is, of course, a lack of diversity, especially for a brown man like me. You see, despite our contributions, the South Asian presence in senior roles across the Western music industry is staggeringly low. Only around 18% of senior positions are held by Black, Asian, and other diverse backgrounds. Now, grouping us together is one thing, but not reporting on the pay gap data, that's a completely separate thing. Of course, we have to consider the proportions of populations when reporting any data like this. But we should also consider our contributions. Now, the numbers we've just seen could have easily been an excuse for me. The systematic racism and the underrepresentation that we face could have easily been an excuse to step away and let someone else fight that fight that we're all too familiar with. But we can't see it that way. Instead, it has to be our reason to push harder, to prove that we belong in a place not despite our identity, but because of it. My culture, my background, my experiences, they've given me a unique lens, a fresh perspective, which is so important in a space which would otherwise become stagnant. Now, of course, this isn't easy. And whilst we may think that the overt and blatant racism and discrimination that our parents and our grandparents faced in the 60s when they came over here has subsided, I'd say not. Perhaps it's just transformed. It's taken a new body, a new tone. We all know it and we've all felt it. And let's be honest, in the workplace, it makes the journey 10 times more difficult than for those without this condition. But it's not meant to be easy, just possible. And so I'm proud to say that despite these odds, I've fought to work on some of the biggest projects in global music. From working with the largest YouTube stars in the world to Grammy Award-winning campaigns. The impact of these artists and these campaigns and countless others touches millions of people every single day, deeply. Thank you. I wasn't expecting that, but thank you. These accomplishments aren't just a personal milestone. By staying the course and continuing to rise, I've been able to open doors for others who come after me, others who look like me, and others that don't look like me. It's the ripple effect. It's not a disease, it's a condition. You can manage it. Here's the real point. We live in a time where playing the victim is the easy option. It's easier to complain about how unfair the world is than to rise above it. It's easier to blame society, circumstances, than to push through. But here's what I've realized. The thing that we think the world is using to hold us back could actually be the key to propelling us forward. The health conditions, the racism, the stereotypes, they weren't going to be my excuse. They were going to be my reason. You see, it's not just about survival, it's about ownership. Owning who we are, where we come from, and the struggles that we face. Understanding that our identity, despite its complexities, is not a burden, it's a strength. Because when we do that and when we embrace the struggle, we don't change just our own lives, but we change the narrative for everyone around us. Everyone who looks like us, sounds like us, faces the same battles that we do, and those that don't. So, whatever hand you've been dealt, whether it be a new struggle or a generational one, whether it be your race, your health, your background, your gender, your identity, it's not a disease, it's a condition, and you can manage it. Thank you.